Good morning, family. I'm gonna make a Kentucky Derby pie today. Well, actually, I'm gonna make two, and these are going to church for our fellowship time before service starts. A little bit of history on a Kentucky Derby pie. In 1954, the Kerns, they had a restaurant in Prospect, Kentucky called the Melrose Inn. They came up with this recipe and they had to give a name to it, so they called it the Derby pie. Now, in 1969, they trademarked this, and they named it Derby pie, but this is associated with the Kentucky Derby, which is always the first Saturday in May. And this is often called the state pie of Kentucky. So some people call it Derby pie, some people call it Kentucky Derby pie, I call it Kentucky Derby pie. Now there are probably 40 different ways to make this thing. But I'm about simple recipes, something that's easy for anybody to follow. No, I don't put bourbon in it. Some recipes call for it. Some recipes call for white corn syrup, and I don't put that in it. This is just easy. Now, the Melrose Inn was demolished in 2000 to make way for a Thornton's gas station and a car wash.
Progress.
Yes, progress. But it's, as you can see, this is a very, very, very sweet pie. You cannot eat a very big piece of this at all. And you gotta just, it's easy. Now, I put mine in frozen pie crust. I'm doubling the recipe so that I can make two because I'm taking them to church. So, if you just wanna make a single pie, then you just half what I'm going to be using, okay? Okay, let's get started. 2 cups of sugar. Yes, that's a lot of sugar, and I realize that. This is the weird part. A cup of all-purpose flour. Remember to half these if you're just wanting to make one. Okay, we're going to just get that flour and sugar all whisked together in there. You can use a mixer if you want, but I'm using my hand mixer, my Danish whisk. This stuff, you can mix bread with it. I got my coffee sitting here to sip on. Hope y'all don't mind if I take a sip every now and then, but Mama needs her coffee. You can serve this warm with fresh whipped cream on it. Or you can have it with ice cream. However you want to do it. That's fine. There's no wrong way. Okay, I think I got that whisked together pretty darn good.
Maybe with ice cream and whipped cream.
Yeah, there you go, hon. There you go. Okay, now we're going to beat 4 eggs lightly. And again, if you're making just one pie, just half everything. You're not going to over whip them, you're just going to beat them slightly. Okay, now we're going to add this to our flour mixture. We're also going to add 2 sticks of melted butter. And these pies are still made to this day by the Kerns, and they are all handmade. I can't even begin to tell you how many they make at Derby time. So if you see the pies in your store, which they're here, know that those are handmade if they have kerns on them. That was a really, really good place to eat. People loved it. And Prospect is beautiful. Make sure I get all of that off the sides and from the bottom. I better take a sip of my coffee because it's about to slop out of here. Okay, got that all mixed together. Now, this calls, you can use either pecan or walnut pieces. Not chopped, but pieces. So I've got 2 cups of walnut pieces. Put that in. Gonna put a 12-ounce bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Put that in. And it's going to take 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Set that right there, put that over there, and mixy. I'm going to put this up here. I have my recipe book right there. It's not a lot of recipes, but or ingredients, but boy, I tell you, even if you don't do nothing but take one taste of it. You just want to mix these in here. There it is. I'm going to put this over here and grab a spatula, which I forgot to get. But it wouldn't be me if I didn't forget something. Get my pie crust. Now this recipe just calls for frozen pie crust. Preheat your oven to 350. Going to try to divide this out. See where I'm at with it. Another big old dollop. Another one here. Of course, you don't have to just have these for the Kentucky Derby. You can have them anytime. They probably make a good Christmas dessert if you're wanting something different. Reason I'm making them now instead of next Saturday when it's the Kentucky Derby is because I wanted to show how I make mine in case any of y'all wanted to make you some for the Kentucky Derby. You'll already have the recipe. That looks good. Okay. Now, you're going to put these in a preheated 350 degree oven and they're going to bake for 1 hour. So, we'll be back. The Kentucky Derby pies are ready. Boy, they look good. I know I'm not going to be having any because they are sweet. Very sweet. This is not a pie where you serve great big slices of. It's best to cut it into very small slices. So, of course, Eric's going to taste test it when we get to church. So, We'll see. Okay, we're at church. Got the pies here, and Eric's getting ready to taste it. Well, that's the Kentucky Derby pie. Hope y'all can make you one.